Hey guys, it's RagingPsyco, bringing you a dramatic reading of Chapter 8 of Soulless Shell, a Redwall fanfic written by Ultimate 9ball. This appears to be the last chapter, and it hasn't been updated since late 07, so I doubt you'll see any more of this. Hi, here is the next chapter. It gets really cool from here, so let's watch, shall we? Review, you must review! Soulless Shell Chapter 7, The Blade That Drinks. Leaf ran distractedly to the tower. His bloody robe flopped about everywhere. He ran down the many long corridors. He ran into the council room. He saw Reynolds looking at him stupidly. "Oh, hi, Leaf," he exclaimed. "I was just here, too." "Plastic bag! Oh, goody, goody." "What?" "Oh, sorry," he explained. A. D. H. D. Heh. Gah, whatever, where is Raj? "Right here, my lord. As I can see, you have run into Arnold. Is he dead?" "Yea, he is, Raj. No thanks to you," he joked. "Well, what did he do to set you off?" "He took the innocence of another girl, Raj. You know how people like him set me off. I left him in pieces and left a lot of blood for the city cleaners to pick up after. Heh." "So what were you doing tonight?" he inquired. He exclaimed, embarrassed. "I had to go on a date with my Amy. She wouldn't leave me alone, you see." "I totally understand, Leaf. Now we have other things to talk about, like how we are going to plan your wedding," he joked with a smirk. "Oh, shut up, Raj. Now I have to return to my home now to sleep. You are all dismissed. Oh, and one more thing. Keep an eye on my Naomi. She might be in danger sooner or later." "Why do you say that?" Ree replied. "She is a 17-year-old girl. She is bound to be assaulted and raped sooner or later, eh?" "You're quite right. Okay, I'll do my best, sire." "Good, that is what I always expect from you, Raj, and always receive." "Okay, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm tired as all hell." Bye, as Leafs departed. As Leaf walked up to his home, Arnold's old guards attacked him. As Leaf drew his blades, he felt that same twist of anger gnawing deep within his stomach. His eyes grew black. He lifted his paw, and a huge red beam blazed from it, disintegrating the first guard. Then the next guard rushed at him. He took several of the knives from his sash and threw them at the rat's head. They all scored direct hits into his head. Then he teleported to the last one and yawned as he stabbed him through the head. "Yeah, not strong enough," he said nonchalantly, walked into his house. As he walked into the house, all was quiet, so he went into his room and fell asleep. Leaf was deep in the realms of sleep when an old memory invaded its way into his mind when his family was attacked. He was crouched next to his father. As he was bleeding on the floor, he whispered something in his ear. "Leaf, when you are older, return here and put your paw to that brick. A secret passage will open, leading you to a dungeon. Make your way through the dungeon and find the blade. Take it. You will receive instructions from there." Leaf was catapulted from sleep. He continued to think of this weapon that his father was leading him to. He wondered what it would look like. He had to talk to the council members and Avina to try to get out of the city for a few days to grab his father's blade. He ran downstairs to see Avina sitting at the table dozing. "Avina," he shook her. "Oh, hi, Leaf. How is your—" "Never mind that right now, Mother. I need to ask if you would be all right with leaving the city for a little while." It's okay with me. You will have to talk to the council about leaving, though. They may still need you here." "Okay, I will, Mom. Good night," he said. He went into his room and fell into a dreamless sleep. When he woke up, he put on a long blue robe with white lines through it and white runes all over it. He said goodbye to Avina and ran to the tower to ask if the council needed him here. As he ran up to the tower, he was stopped by Amy. "Hi," she said, moving him and kissing him on the cheek. "What you doing today?" she asked. "Hopefully getting out of the village for a few days to do some private work. I need to ask the council if they can cope without me for a few days. If they say yes, I'll come by and say goodbye before I leave." "You better," she replied as she kissed him on the lips again and flounced off. "Gah, will she ever leave me alone?" he commented in his mind. He ran down the corridors of the tower till he came to the council room. He opened it and walked in. The councilors were obviously surprised that he was here. "Is there something you need, my lord?" Raj asked. "Yes, there is. I have come to ask if you can cope with the village for a few days." "Yes, of course, my lord, but what do you intend on doing?" he asked. "I intend to find my father's blade," he said with a serious look. "Really, your father's Leaf?" Thurno spoke up. "Then Karis better give you directions to your old village." Karis walked in. "Young master, come with me and I will tell you where to go, okay?" "All right, Karis, let's go." They went into a vacant room and closed the door. Okay, young master, I will tell you the way. First, you must exit the city from the south gate. Take the path to the west. You will see a cave. Enter and find your way out. I haven't been in the cave in about 14 years, so I don't remember the right path. Then you exit the cave, take an old and dusty path, and continue south till you reach the gates of the Quellathos. From there, you will find your family's home. But now I will tell you the reason why I have locked the door, young master. And what reason would that be? Leaf, you are one of my most trusted friends, so I must tell you this. A couple of the council members, Thurnos among them, are going to try to make you do their dirty work for them, so watch what you and they are doing. Now go and be careful. Before he walked out, he yelled his thanks as he ran out of the tower and up to Myoimi's house and knocked on the door. Hi, Leaf, are you going? Yes, I am, Leaf replied. I am going. I also have a good friend to keep an eye on you so you won't get hurt. Then she ran up to him and hugged him. Thank you, she told him, and make sure you be careful, Kay. I will be, and with that he ran out of the city and onto the road. There is a path, he noticed, the old and used dirt road. He followed it, then turned slightly west. When he saw the cave, he walked in the intense darkness to find he remembered the way out. Somehow he followed the cave tunnels, going left, right, left. Then he came upon light again. He saw the very old dirt road and followed it south until he came upon a very old gate that was slightly open. He pushed it open to find it completely deserted. He walked around in his old village for a while, remembering the places where he used to play with his friends. He saw many eyes watching him as he walked into the old village. Then he noticed an old pair of eyes he had not seen since he was a child. He remembered his name and called it out, Caleb. At the mention of his name, the young mouse picked up the box that was on him. Leaf looked at him. Those were the same eyes for everything about him. He knew it was his best friend. Caleb, it's me, Leaf. Leaf, how we all saw you get dragged off by rats after your parents were murdered. Il tells you the story later, Caleb, but right now you just show me where you used to live. Okay, Leaf, let's go. Leaf followed Caleb for a few minutes, and he came upon his old home. It was run down, old, and disused. I have to find something common, Caleb. He beckoned him forward. Let's go in. As Leaf walked into his old home, he saw many things that made him want to cry. He saw the place where he used to eat with his family and where his father used to tell him stories. Let's go. Leaf sniffled, tears in his eyes. He walked up to a wall and laid upon it to support himself. Suddenly he felt the brick his paw was on move slightly. Then the wall moved in as well to reveal a staircase that went downwards. Let's go. He beckoned to Caleb. When they got down, they were in a large maze. While this may present a problem, they went into the entrance and they walked into the many passageways. Then they were suddenly attacked by unknown creatures. As they ran, they went left, right, left. Then they found themselves at a door with writing on it. It was in rat speech. He read it out loud to his mouse friend. Into the halls, into this place, the secrets of time, the secrets of space, the lace forward, only one goes, the child of blood, the blood omen knows. Humph, it says only I can enter, friend, you'll have to wait here. Okay, Leaf. He pressed his paw on the door, and it opened. Then as it entered, it slammed shut, which did not scare Leaf at all. Then he looked at the wall and saw the most beautiful and deadly blade Leaf had ever seen. The handle was black to the base. At the base of the handle, skull with bat wings coming from the sides. Oh, the wings! The skull had fangs which bit down on the blade. The blade itself was a marvel. The blade was wavy on both sides, and the tip was sharper than an icicle from hell. As he walked up to where the blade hung, he saw a piece of paper on the floor. It was addressed to him. And it said, Dear Leaf, here is the blade. If you are reading this right now, I am probably dead. I want you to know that this blade is nothing that humankind has never seen. It is a blood drinker. When you pick it up, it will demand an offering from you. Do so it swiftly, and it will be yours, your father, Arlatos. He walked up to the blade and took it down from its holders on the ceiling. Suddenly a voice entered his mind. You have betrayed me. I demand a sacrifice of blood. Suddenly and quickly he stabbed the blade through his arm without flinching. Ah, the blade sighed. It has been a long while since I tasted blood this good. As Leaf watched the blood on the blade suddenly sink into the blade. Ah, and so full of hatred too. I think I will like being with you, friend. Now if you don't mind, stab me into that wall. Leaf did as he was told, and the wall crumbled to reveal a shield with the same skull design as the blade, but this shield had a claw on the end of it. Pick it up, Leaf, put it on. Belongs to you, the sword said dramatically, and don't worry, he laughed. It want blood, heh. As he put it on, he felt incredible power surge through him. Let's go, Leaf replied. Yes, master, the shield replied in his mind. As Leaf walked out of the room, he saw Leaf with the deadly sword and shield and said, Hey, let's go back up, shall we? And that concludes Chapter 8.